All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Anthony Lee Crypto Channel. We are live on this emergency Bitcoin updates. Got a couple people joining in on the chat here. Got the VIP chat going as well over in Discord. So gonna wait just another minute or two here and let those folks come in. Got some questions piling in. I see you. So we'll get started in just a second. We've got a big old dump here about Bitcoin. What's it gonna look like? How far down are we gonna go? That's what we're gonna try to figure out here. So just another minute or two. Go ahead and post any chats you might have, any questions you might want to answer. We'll get to those on the stream here. So let me hear it. We will get to all of them if we can. Looking over in the chat, in the VIP. Yeah, good. Got some big profits up on this short. We gave this short live last night on the live stream. We called this. I'm going to show you how we called it and what we're looking for as well. But yeah, go ahead and let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know. Give this video a thumbs up. Why not? We're here. Might as well do it. Just a few more seconds here. Got a couple more people coming in. I see them joining chat. Let's get the likes up on this video if we can, guys. This is an emergency video. If the music is too loud, let me know also. All right. I think I'm having a little something go wrong on my chat, my YouTube chat, but it's working in the VIP stream. So we'll just have to take questions from there. You can try to chat something in the YouTube chat, in the stream chat, live chat. It might come through. But anyway, let's go ahead and take a look. We called this yesterday. We literally called this on the live stream last night. Why did we call this? Let me zoom in a little bit here. And we'll take a look and I'll tell you why we called this. All right, let me switch over to another chart here real quick and we'll come back. NVDA. You guys know what that is? NVIDIA. Okay, NVIDIA earnings came out last night. Right after the traditional stock market closed, NVIDIA released its earnings. Let me switch over to the hourly chart so you can see this a little bit better. So NVIDIA closed the day yesterday right here, okay, right here. Then after hours, they released their numbers and they were much better than expected. The earnings were much better than expected, and boom, immediate blast off. Bitcoin took off. Every asset that was still open took off, and these assets on the traditional stock market actually run after hours. But what happens is they create these things called gaps. You can see gaps here. Look, here's a gap right here. Several gaps. You can see this gap right here. You see this gap right here. And there was a big old gap right here. Okay, I can switch over to the daily chart and show you, but you get the point. This was after hours, so it created a gap from here to here. And we told you last night this was a great news that NVIDIA props up the market, but this gap will get filled. And sure enough, came up as soon as, look, the market opens at 8:30. We're on the hourly chart. Let's go to the 30-minute chart. Sure enough, right there, that's when the market opened this morning, right here, this candle. This was the open of the market. See, after hours, it pumped and just kind of went sideways. As soon as the market opened, market maker wanted his liquidity back, so he came back and filled that gap. And we told you it's going to be about a 5 to 6% drop on NVIDIA is what we're looking for. And what did we get? I haven't even measured this today. We are currently at right at exactly 6% drop on NVIDIA, and we projected this would be a 7 to 8% drop on Bitcoin. So we called this short last night live on the stream, and let's see where we're on Bitcoin. Let's take a look. Let's see what we can expect. All right, here we are taking a look at the Bitcoin charts. We are on, let's switch over to the hourly. So far, since that market open right here, we are at a 5% drop. So we called a, I want to say we called a 7 to 8% drop. We're right at 5. So we're looking for a little bit lower. We're looking for 7 to 8, which is going to put you right into this 0.382 fib. You got a lot of confluence here. We have green box over on the chart. There it is. Let me scroll over. We got the green box on the chart here. You can see it a little better on the larger time frames. Go to the 4 hour. There it is. So we got, this is our next area of interest for our swing long trade. We're going to treat it as a scalp, but I anticipate this being a swing long trade. Why do I anticipate that? Let's zoom out. So if we take our fib from bottom to the top of the entire bear market, see way down here, bottom of the bear market to the top of the bull market, this is our 0.382 fib. All right, that's coming in right at 83.8, 83.8, 83.9, right in there, depending on what exchange you're on. Also, just above that, which we're about to come into now, if you, let's zoom in a little more so you can see it. If you take a look, you'll see the 786 right here. This is a local 786, okay? It is not the macro 786, so it is not as strong of a level, but we got the local 786 right here at 85.5. That is going to be from our April lows of 74K all the way up to the top at 126, okay? So that's kind of the last line of defense before we go down to that 382 fib, and I don't think that 786 is going to hold. You might, and I emphasize might, get a little bit of a reaction here, but I would anticipate it being something like this, and then coming back down and coming into our box here. Now, let's take a little bit better look at this box. Why are we looking along here, and why are we so confident in this trade? It's hard to be confident in anything right now with the way Bitcoin's dumping over the last few weeks, but see this dotted blue line? Okay, this is a value area range, and this is the range that goes all the way back. Let me zoom out, you can see it a little better. Value area range that goes back to here, this area right here, from February through April. So you got 2 or 3 months there worth of range. This is the value area range. I just extended the lines out so we can know when we come back into it where we can find support and resistance. It's dumping so hard. Yeah, it's dumping so hard. Don't worry. I think we're almost through it, at least for a while. Anyway, so when we come down into this range, which we are into this range, so we can expect this volume profile to be filled, but we might escape the value. We better hope that we escape the value low at 81,000, because if we don't, oh gosh, it could get nasty. Next up is probably $69,000, guys. Look, there's no volume here. None whatsoever. Look at this, straight lines. Boom, no volume. You don't see any chop. See this? This is chop. This is chop. This whole thing is chop. That's support and resistance. There's nothing here. It is literally straight line. So yeah, we want to hold at least $81,000, but I think we've got a good opportunity to hold much higher than that. But I do think we're coming down into it. So when we get down to this level, this green box, my main area of interest, this is where my next major swing long is set. I'm gonna look for a reaction there, of course, but we've got the macro 382, which I showed you. We've got a daily naked point of control, which I've highlighted here. We've also got the entire point of control for this range right here, this value area range. So you got a lot of support right there that we can hopefully find some support and bounce off of. We're coming into it fast. Look for a little bit of support right here at the 85.4, 85.5 range, but I am not looking to take a trade there. If I did, I would scalp it and I would look for quick profit. Now that could hold. That could be it. That could be the bottom. I just don't think so. And the reason that I don't think so, if let's zoom in over here on our volume profile. You see this 786 right there? It's in this little volume gap. It's not a huge gap, but it's a little gap. And price just tends to move through there. And it's like a bullet going through that thick gel. You've probably seen those videos where bullets go through thick gel and then they get stuck 2 or 3 cubes in. That's what this volume profile is like. So it's probably gonna fly through this, right through that 786, maybe a little bounce, but then come back right in here to the thick of things where it gets stuck and find some support. And that's gonna put us right at our target area for our swing long. So I would not play this bounce. It's just too close to these other macro targets, and this daily naked point of control has not been hit. So those typically get taken out at some point, and I think this is that some point. So this is what we're looking for. I know it's tough, but we're almost there. We're almost to the bottom of this thing. A lot of you are wondering if it's over for Bitcoin. Is the bear market here? Unpopular opinion, the bear market is here. For Bitcoin at least, I do think, and I've put out several videos over this over the last week, I do think we're going to get an alt season. A lot of people don't. I think they are wrong. Go to my channel. Subscribe to my channel right now if you will. Just go right here, Anthony Lee Crypto. Subscribe to my channel and you'll never miss these updates. Hit that notification bell. But I literally have put out many videos about several altcoins. Go ahead and leave me a comment if you want to see a particular altcoin. I will shoot a video on that. But I've done several of those. I've done when alt season. I explained why I think we're fixing to get an upcoming alt season. Excuse me, I do not think it's going to be as grandiose as it has been in years past, but I do think we're fixing to get a little mini alt season. Go watch those videos, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out why, and I'll come to you with live updates, and I'll continue to update as altcoin season nears. We're only a few weeks away, really probably about 2 weeks away from that beginning, so, you know, sorry, I'm reading the VIP Discord chats. Guys, we have a Discord. You can find the link to the free Discord in the description of this channel. You can also find a link to my VIP Discord, which will take you to anthonyleecrypto.com. And you can sign up for the VIP Discord. I give my live trades there, so you can know when I go long, when I go short, when I take profit, all that kind of good stuff. I give it all live to my VIP members. Be sure you sign up there. Okay, so we got a question in the VIP Discord. They want to know why I think the bear market is here. Let me switch over to another chart here real quick. I'm going to save that one. I'll come back. Let me start a fresh chart here. Fresh chart. I'm going to go to the Bitstamp chart because it has the most history. I don't actually use Bitstamp to trade off of or technical analysis. However, it does have the longest history, so I can get, I could show you proof. This one goes all the way back to 2011. So I'm gonna throw on an indicator, and I have a whole video about this. If you're curious, I have a whole video about this. And I'm gonna throw on an indicator called the Gaussian channel on the weekly time frame, okay? This green and red swirly little line here, this zone is called the Gaussian channel. And if you go back to the dawn of time, or the beginning of Bitcoin, whichever, you're gonna see that every single time, we've come down many times and bounced off the Gaussian channel, many times for big rallies, many times. That is not a problem. However, every single time we closed a weekly candle inside the Gaussian channel, bear market. Every single time. You can see here, bounce, 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 close inside, bear market. Continuing on, you can see last cycle, you had it also, bounce, 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 close inside, bear market. And let's look at this cycle. Let's look at this cycle. We've had it here many times. Bounce, 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 closed inside, bear market, guys. We're in for a bear market on Bitcoin, so just go ahead and prepare. Don't get upset by that. You can trade these markets and not just buy and hold. You can trade, and if you trade, you can make money where the price goes up or down. Rather than get upset about it going up or down, trade up or down and make money either way. So this should not be upsetting to most folks. If you buy and hold, I get it. I did that for years, and that's great. It's a good strategy. Except when it's bear market time. So if you held, get ready to round trip this thing because it has come down. However, if you're holding and that is your only strategy is buy and hold, I would not sell today. Okay, hear me. I would not sell today because we are going to get a big bounce at some point. That's one thing. Even though we had bear market here, we did come up and get a massive bounce here. Look, we came down when we finally did bounce. Bitcoin got a 46% bounce there from within the Gaussian channel. Cycle before, let's see what we got. Came down into the Gaussian channel, bounced, got a 48% rally. You know, we could go back and do this many times. So we got our first First bounce within the Gaussian channel here, bounce, 21% rally. So, and we could do this all day long, but you will get a good bounce. So the minimum, there was two 40 plus percenters and a 20 plus percenter. Let's just average that at 30% and say, or let's just take the minimum. If you bounce from right about here where we think we're going to go to at 84.5 and bounce 20%, you'd be looking up at the 102 area, somewhere in there, maybe the top of the Gaussian channel here at 105. That's where you need to be looking to exit. If you're a buy and hold, you need to be looking to exit right there, because it is going to be nothing more than a dead count bounce, guy. And we could even go a little higher than that, and that's okay. But I would think right in there is going to be a good area. Dead cat bounce, something like that. Okay. Our target's probably going to be right around here, around 60K, somewhere between 50 to 60K. And I explained that in a video the other day. Again, be sure to go check out the channel, subscribe to it, look through these videos. I answer all these questions and explain why. I'm not just picking numbers out of the blue here. I have historical data backing these up. So, and it doesn't mean it has to play out that way. I ride the trend until it's broken. And so far the trend has not broken. Alt season is just ahead though, so hang on to your altcoins. When we do get, guys, when we do get this bounce, whatever this big 20-30% bounce that we have that is coming, that is going to be your alt season, and these alts are going to rip. Some of them are going to do 300-400% or more. I'll put out videos on that also. Go check it out. Let's see if we have any questions. Do you have any questions in the live chat or the Discord chat? Let's see. Music's okay? All right. I did live last night. We were having so many technical difficulties getting started. It was crazy. Music was too loud. Folks were complaining. The screens were jumping back and forth. I set this all up, and you know, I can do this trading thing. I can do TA all day long, but well, my computer skills are somewhat lacking. So I did the best I could. I think I got it figured out today, though. It wasn't me. It was YouTube. I'll blame it on YouTube. Yeah. Go check that out. I'm high on WorldCoin. I know the chart looks like garbage right now. Almost all altcoins look like garbage right now, but go check it out. I'm high on WorldCoin. I think WorldCoin's gonna rip. So yeah, I give my price targets in there as well. So yeah, go check that out. Good question. Let me know if you have any questions or any altcoins you want to take a look at before we switch back to Bitcoin. We'll take a look at Bitcoin dominance. Sure, good question. I haven't looked at Bitcoin dominance today. Let me start with another chart here. Bitcoin dominance. All right, let's go to the weekly on Bitcoin dominance. Here's your alt season upcoming, guys. So we've been, and I have videos on this as well, but we'll go through it briefly. We have this channel we've been riding in. Dominance has been going up since 2022. So 3.5 years, dominance has been just basically going straight up. A couple dips here and there, but basically straight up in this channel. Very well respected bottom line, pretty well respected midline. But guys, we have just recently in the last several weeks broken down from this trend line. You can see it right here clear. And then we have come and bearishly retested this trend line. See all these wicks into it, but no closes above it. And now we're starting to break away from this channel. This is about to begin your alt season. I've shown on the channel, if you can see over here to the left, we've got the volume profile on this. Do you see this? I highlighted it with this white line. This volume profile, volume gap, that is massive, guys. That is a massive gap. How big is this gap? Let's measure it. That is a 22% volume gap. When Bitcoin dominance hits this gap, look how it's done every single time. When it hit the gap on the way up, look at this. Hit the gap on the way up, boom, straight line up, just a few weeks through it. When it hit it on the way down, boom, straight line down, just a few weeks. None of this chop, 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 chop like you find with this high volume area right here. It is straight line through it, straight line through it. And guess what, guys? When we hit it this time, straight line through it. And that is going to be your alt season. As you come down here like this, your alts are going to begin to go up. But when you hit this volume gap right here, your alts are going to rip. So you will get that alt season upcoming. I explained that in the Win alt season video, but go watch that. But you just know that it is upcoming. And I anticipate this coinciding with the big bounce that we're anticipating coming up on Bitcoin. Bitcoin will be bouncing, but not at a fast of a rate as altcoins, because dominance will be coming down, and total 3, which is the total market cap of cryptocurrency minus stable coins and Bitcoin, is going to be rallying, and that is going to be your alt season. Your alt's going to be flying. But like I said, I don't anticipate you getting as big of an altcoin run on most 99.99% of coins, because there's so many. It's saturated. The market is saturated. Last cycle, I think there was something like 7,000 active altcoins, and now there's over 20,000 active altcoins. So if you just do the math on that, that is 3 times more active altcoins, and you have money coming in the market that has to be spread out over all of these coins now, not just the 7,000 that were there previously. You now have to spread it over 21,000 coins, so that's just less money to go around. So I believe you're going to get a muted alt season. You'll still get some good returns, but you're not going to be seeing the 100x returns like you did before. I think some of these coins to get a good from this point, a good 5 to 10x from this point on most coins is going to be fantastic. Now, from low to high on a lot of these coins, that's actually going to equal a 20 or 30x if you go measure these out. So from low to high, but of course, we're not at the lows. Most of these coins are at least at a 2 to 3x from where their low was. So, yeah, good question on dominance there. Let's go take a look at the Bitcoin price. Look at the Bybit chart here, see what we're looking like. It's coming down to 15 minutes. Oops. Looking at the 15-minute here. Looks like we haven't quite come into that 786 here. We got a little lower to go. We won't bounce here. There's no reason to bounce here. There's no fib. There's no support. There's no reason to bounce here. So these are just people trying to save their liquidations. Just a little pushback, but I don't believe this is going to hold. What do we have here? What do we have? Maybe just come taking this little wick here, but that's nothing. There's not going to be a lot of liquidity right there. You got a vector candle right here. You're going to come at least recover that entire vector candle. Oh, it's going to push you down below the 786. So we are headed down, guys. But I think we've only got about $2,000 more in drop. Worst case scenario, we head down to right here at this value area low, about 80,000 bucks. Worst case scenario. I really don't even see us getting that low, at least without a good bounce. What you want to look for, so when you come down, look at this profile, guys. Of course, price is way over here to my right off screen, but when you come down, we are right here right now, okay? So when we come down, we're going to look for this bounce right here, just like it did here, okay? Bounce at the point of control, bounce, 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 came up to the value area high, okay? We're going to look to see what happens here. Do we break through? Or do we reject from here? The last time we came up to it, we broke through. So we broke through and continued on to new all-time highs. But if we reject here, we're going to look to come back down. We could take this short, and we probably won't stop at the point of control this time. We'll probably come all the way down here. So this is my first long trade. I will watch price here, and either I will take profit here most likely, no matter what. I'll do a TP1 most likely, unless it just rips through. And then I'll watch for a reaction. If we reject, then I'll come down and I'll be looking for something like a 15-minute market structure change on this to call it a rejection. I won't just watch a 1-minute candle, and if it just turns around, go ahead and close the trade. I won't do that, but I'll wait for a market structure change, probably on like a 15-minute, at least a 6-minute, at least, but 15-minute, I'll be a little more confident in that. And I will not look too long again if we come back to the point of control. I will look to wait and watch a reaction from the value area low. So this is our trade. This is what we're looking for right here, okay? This trade right here, long to right there, okay? And then watch reaction to see if we let it ride or if we short. And if we break above it and we let it ride, then we move stop loss to entry. And actually, I like to do partial stop losses. So I probably bring a partial stop loss off somewhere right in here, like a 25%. So if it does come falling back through, at least I'm going to make a little something on it, and full stop loss at break even. So that's how I'm going to play this trade. I probably wouldn't be so conservative with this if we weren't in such a strong downtrend, but I'm treating everything as a scalp until proven otherwise. But one of these is eventually going to break to the upside. Not to new all-time highs, I don't believe, but we're going to break a good swing to the upside. And this could be the one right here. This is the one I'm anticipating being the break for the new swing long, up to at least 102.5, more likely somewhere around the 110 area. That's what I'm anticipating. But we're going to make it prove itself. All right, give us some questions, guys. Got to have some questions. Let me check the VIP. The VIP is way more active right now than the good old YouTube chat. But give us some questions if you have some questions. Can you look at WorldCoin again? Yeah, I'll look at it. Matter of fact, I did a video on it yesterday. If you want to go check it out, look, WorldCoin 10x incoming. Go check out that video. I give you the full rundown of my targets and everything I'm looking for, but we'll take a quick look at it right here. See what's going on with WorldCoin. Let me drag these lines over, update this profile a little bit. Let's go to the weekly. All right, guys, WorldCoin has fallen below the value area low. That is not good, but I do have faith in this coin. This coin, when it moves, it really, really, really moves. We got a falling wedge pattern going on here. Measured move from that. I put this on the other day. I actually took the conservative target from right here in the middle. I didn't pull it from the highest point, which most people would. I took it from right in the middle. Kind of guesstimated where it might break out at, and that takes you right to my target number 1, which is the 382. There's a lot of confluence here. We got a daily level here. We got a 2-day vector candle. We got a weekly level. We got the 382 right here at 473, right around the $5 mark, and just above that, right here at 493-ish, we've got the point of control from the previous range value area. We've got the point of control there. So right at that $5 mark, 470 to $5. That's gonna be target 1 on WorldCoin. And guys, I'm telling you, when this thing rips, it rips. Look at this last little green candle here. You see this green candle? How big of a candle is this? With wick and all, this was 116%. There's actually much more than that. We actually, this was right here, 162%. And I remember watching this. I own WorldCoin. I was trading this, spot trading this. It's on the weekly, but it actually did this in about 2 days. It started this on a Sunday, and by the end of the day, Monday, it had gone 162%. I remember I was in on this trade. I got out way too soon on this trade, but I made good profit because we turned back around and crashed, and I rebought right here at 45 cents. How about that? 45 cents. I was watching it the entire time, and I tried to buy here. I was chasing price. I couldn't get my orders filled, but I finally did. So I didn't get the full profit on this, but I did get out somewhere about here. I don't remember what I got out. Somewhere about here. I caught about 50-60% of it, and then rebought down here at 45 cents. So it was a good little trade. I can't complain. I do complain because I could have done better than that, but I'm not getting greedy. I'm happy. And look at the liquidity here, guys. You've got liquidity above this week, and I'm gonna do a whole video on how to spot good altcoins. But just kind of briefly, you want to look for liquidity. See, above this spike, there's all kinds of liquidity. Now I'll go take a look and see. Above this, all kinds of liquidity. This has never been tapped. This has never been tapped. These have never been tapped. all the way on up. None of these have been tapped. This may be a bit aggressive, getting back to 12 bucks in this season. But when you break this one, I mean, that's like gunpowder. Boom! It's going to fire you up to there. See how fast these candles went up once you broke this level right here? Once you broke this 285 level, look how fast these candles went up. Look how fast this candle went up. So as soon as you break this level, right above this liquidity, you're going to fast move up to here, and then you're going to go take the liquidity. You're going to hit this volume gap that I have marked. You're going to fast move up to take that. Then you may find a little resistance at the 382 with the point of control here. But if you can fight your way through that at about $5, which is target one on WorldCoin, look at this. Fast candle, fast candle, fast candle. You're going to fast candle up to target two. And I don't think you stop at target two. I just have target two here just because I needed a target two. But look, you didn't stop here on the way down. You didn't stop here on the way up. So I don't look for you to stop here because this is the volume gap right there. The only thing here is a 0.5 fib. So unless a lot of people have some auto sells there, you might could take liquidity at this spike right here. But you should fast move right up to the golden pocket. So this is going to be a fast moving coin, guys. When this thing gets up and when it breaks call it two, I got it marked out here at 253. I literally have it saying break out the 450. So as soon as you break this 250-ish with a good daily close, look out, guys. Your next stop is 450. Really even higher than that, probably 470-ish. So yeah, be on the lookout for this WorldCoin. Remember, I told you, WorldCoin. Good question. What else you guys got? What else? What else? Check the VIP chat over here. Let me show you another thing on WorldCoin here. Let's bring in the heat map. You've probably seen this a lot for Bitcoin. But you can use this for, this is a liquidity heat map. You can use this for altcoins as well. Unfortunately, I haven't found one. And please correct me if somebody knows of one. I have to refresh this. I haven't found one that goes back more than about 3 or 6 months. It'd be nice to have one look at you from the yearly time frame. You can see a little bit higher or lower price targets. Let's see, WorldCoin on Binance. Let's look at the 3 month. This is one of the techniques you can use to select altcoins that you want to run with during alt season. All right, so let's look here. We're looking on the 3 month. This is just on Bybit. WorldCoin is traded on many exchanges, but this is just the Bybit. It'd be nice if they had a cumulative total of all of the exchanges, but you typically only find that on Bitcoin. So, but just on Bybit, look at all this. There's nothing below, and I mean absolutely nothing. No liquidity. This thing goes all the way down to 25 cents, and there's nothing. I mean nothing. Zero. Look, 0, 0, 0, 0. Because everything was cleared out with this big wick right here. When we went down to 25, 26 cents about a month ago, okay? There's nothing. There's nothing. There's no reason to take this price lower. That doesn't mean that they can't, but there's no reason to take it lower. Look all the way up here. You got huge spikes up here, way all the way up here. If you were to take this thing all the way to $2.24, let me slide this over, see the cumulative total. You've got $43 million in short liquidations way up there, and that's just on Bybit. So you got all these other exchanges. You could click on each and every one of them right here, and they're going to have. Let's just check it out. OKC all the way up to the same price, 224-ish. Another 39 million, so 39 plus 43. I mean, you're looking at over $80 million right there in cumulative liquidations just between the two exchanges. Let's see, yeah, nothing to the downside, nothing. No liquidity down here. You know why? Because this wick happened so damn fast that nobody had time to long in here. I know, because I got in here at 45 cents and I worked for that. I mean, I worked and worked and worked and worked. I was sweating bullets. I was fighting. I was chasing price. You couldn't get orders filled right here, so nobody was able to go long here. There was so much slippage. If you tried to go long here, it was giving you an entry at like $1.12, even though it was at 40 cents. It was a nightmare. It was ridiculous. I have no idea how I got filled at 45 cents. It was just sheer luck. I literally was chasing it and caught one of those where it was flying. It was deep, a little dip and filled me and then kept on going. It didn't even fill me all the way. I only got about 50% filled and I chase. And you never could catch up to the rest of it. So nobody was able to get liquidity in here. There's none. There's no need to go lower. This is how you know you're fixing to come to the upside. You're going to come recover this. This is just 2 exchanges that I showed you. And you could go through all the others, and there's going to be just as much there. We can look at Binance. Look at one more here. We're at 80 million between 2 exchanges in liquidity here. Binance going up to the same price. You got another 61 million. So there you go. You get the gist. You're at 140 plus million to bring you up to 2.25. So there's all the incentive in the world to take you at least that high. Now, if they would let you zoom out, look, you can't do it. They don't offer the 6 month or the year on altcoins. If they did, I promise you, right here, that's just above this wick right here, this last week. But I promise you it'd be just as much, if not more, above this wick and this wick. So they're coming for this liquidity because there's nothing down low. There's no need to take it down lower. So WorldCoin's a great coin, and that's not all coins are like that. Let's look at one more, guys. Just one more. Let's go to let's say ICP. It's been hot and heavy these days. Let's look at ICP on Bybit. All right, so looking at the 3 month. Look, if it made the similar type of move all the way to the top, come on, all the way to the top like we showed on WorldCoin, you got $8 million just on Bybit. Now, of course, you would get other exchanges, but if look at all this liquidity down low. Look at all this. There's liquidity down here. So if you brought all the way down here, you got 1.8 million to the downside. Now, I know it's not 8 million, but it's still $2 million. Look at Binance. Binance, take it to the top, you get another 10 million. Take it to the bottom, you got 8 million to the bottom. So you've got, that's what, basically 18 million to take it to the top side and 10 million to take it down. So you've got almost a 50-50, maybe a 60% to the top, 40% to the bottom reason to go down. So you got a 60-40 reason to go down. On WorldCoin, you have zero. No liquidity down below. Now again, that doesn't mean they can't or won't take it lower. They sure will. Most of the time when there's no liquidity and they continue to go down, they're either setting a trap, they're trying to get you to short right there and they're fixing to come up and smoke you, or it's just moving with the rest of the market, which is why we need Bitcoin to stop dumping. But WorldCoin, guys, I'm telling you, I don't know when it's going to move. I'm thinking everything's going to move starting in December. Go watch that video. But when it does, you're going to see what this one can do. Look at this one when it moved last time. As soon as it broke that 250 mark, look, you broke the 250 mark right here. Your next stop, literally, your next stop, what is this? Broke 250, 1, 2, 3 candles, 3 weeks, you were at $12 in 3 weeks. That's how fast it goes. So anyway, I've been rambling, harping on about WorldCoin. I just think it's gonna turn some heads when it does start moving. Let's take one more quick look at Bitcoin and then I'll let you go. Go ahead and fire off any more comments. You may have questions. Looks like Bitcoin's getting a little bounce of Rooney here. Looks like that bounce is failing though. It's going on 15 minutes. Yeah, trying to find a little traction. It's not looking good. Look at the volatility meter. Stochastic, that's on the weekly. Let's drop down. Okay. Trying to fight a little bit here. 15 minutes drop down to 6 minutes. gosh, if we lose 86.7 right here, then stochastic's going to turn to the downside on the 6 minute with volatility up to extremes. So you could get another fast move down. You might calm down right around here for a little while, but there's another wave coming to the downside, guys. Just be prepared for that. So, all right. Well, guys, I guess that's about it. We got our targets for Bitcoin. Once again, I'm gonna clean this up a little bit and screenshot my targets. I've got targets for you to the upside and the downside. I'm also going to add in my little scalps that I'm looking for coming up. But be sure you join the VIP Discord. You can find the link for that in the channel description when you go subscribe. I'm going to have all of my charts in there. I'll let you know when I go live with a trade. And I'll be posting my trade setup. So appreciate you stopping by. Go ahead and leave comments. Subscribe to the channel. Give it a thumbs up. And we will see you next time.